should be a time for that. So,
Okay.
like, you'll cut this part.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, basically. Hopefully this works. But yeah, so I never left the state of Hawaii for 2.5 years, and then going to New York, my immediate reaction was like, it was crazy how bad it smells in New York, because people say that Hawaii is like the entirety of Hawaii like smells like flowers. At least like when you go to the airport, like that's kind of like what people say, that it's like smells like flowers. But I remember the first day, like I landed on, I think it was New York Airport in New Jersey, and I took a bus to New York City, and like this lady was like sitting in front of me. I remember this vividly, even though it was like 10 years ago. She smelled like garbage, and that was like, I don't know why. She didn't look homeless or anything, but she just smelled like garbage, and like I couldn't believe that, like, a person smells like that. Now I'm used to it. Like when you're living in New York, like you'll notice like those people and you kind of get used to it. And also in LA, like you do encounter like that kind of people. No offense, but yeah, that was like my immediate reaction. But after that, once I got to Manhattan, I was just like walking around like almost as a tourist. It was interesting, first of all, how tall the buildings were. Like when you're in this like small town for 2.5 years, like you forget like how tall like buildings can be, and like how like how insane that feels. But also, like seeing these places that you've seen in like movies and TV shows and photos. I saw a lot of American movies when I was in Hawaii. That's kind of like one way that I learned how to speak English. But yeah, like some of my favorite movies take place in New York, like Taxi Driver and like Godfather. So like I obviously recognize these like places like Times Square. I also liked Peter Jackson's King Kong. Like not many people like that movie, but it was, for a long time, was one of my favorite movies. So like I kind of had like a dream of like one day like being in New York City. So just like seeing like Empire State Building and like these places that you see in Peter Jackson's King Kong was actually pretty exciting. So yeah, I guess it wasn't really a culture shock. I guess the garbage woman is definitely a culture shock in a sense, but yeah, it was just like, I remember this feeling of like finally being like relieved and like being in a place that I actually want to be in. So yeah, I think the title of this episode is gonna be Garbage Woman.
Garbage.
It's really cool, actually. I like this area. Like I think I'll one day just like drive over here like early in the morning and just like I'll find like a bench. I'll just like read books there, like surrounded by like all these like industrial like buildings and like cars driving by. That's kind of exciting.
How often do you do like these road trips?
I would like to do this more often, but I'll say probably like 2 or 3 times a year. Just because, I have a full-time job, like everyone else does, so it's nothing, can't complain. But there are also other, things that I'm interested in, like, making movies, so like shooting videos, like editing videos, watching movies, like reading books. There's a lot of things that I have a whole list of things that I want to do that I'll never be able to do ever. I actually should, take more time and do road trips like this. But I'll try and find some time. Usually, take my wife with me. So you kind of like turn it into a date almost. But yeah, this is sort of like I'll call this a research trip for some cool ideas. Like hopefully I can come up with like cool ideas. But yeah, like I'll go up to take road trips to places like Las Vegas, San Francisco, and those places. Like not necessary. Like obviously you would enjoy doing like touristy stuff, but what I like better is kind of like stop by like random places and just kind of like look for like some ideas, like hints of like how it's like living like outside of big cities like LA, Sacramento, San Francisco. LA is a super liberal city. We all live in this like crazy liberal bubble that like it doesn't accept anything that stuff that like Trump advocates, or what people think he advocates. But like you drive 2 hours away from the big city, you'll go to these places where like Trump is kind of like treated as seen as kind of like a savior, kind of like someone that gives them hope, and that this whole town approves of like this guy like having a huge sign that only says Trump like on the front yard. So I know it was just kind of like this like small thing that I just found, but it actually made me think, like how distant like people become from let's say if you're talking about LA, from this liberal bubble, you only live a couple hours away, but like you probably have a completely different life experience than the people like living in LA. So that kind of stuff it's not really touristy, but it's kind of interesting to it's fun to like just explore, and like you're looking for kind of like those like hidden gems, like hidden kind of like signs of like different culture, and like some like cultural nuances that you don't really like think about, or like sometimes appreciate like when you're living a city life. If you are a screenwriter or like a film director living in LA, trying to make the way into Hollywood, I think like one way to like I believe that one way to make a difference is obviously your past is something that is only unique to you, but also like these researches like not going to like not to a touristy area, but like it's like looking for things that people don't really notice, and use those as like inspirations, like create unique stories that people didn't know they wanted to see, but would actually appreciate like when it's like on the screen. So it's fun.
You don't see a lot of trains outside of LA.
Yeah, that's true.